How's it going, everyone? It's Liam Catterson here. It's time for another episode of Supernatural, with episode 18 of this season. Blimey. As we are just close towards the end of this season now, with things escalating, especially with Naomi, and the tether she had really with Castiel, and Castiel just prying himself away really from Naomi because he was stuck between a rock and a hard place really when it came to her versus Dean. But yeah, it was sad as well. We lost Meg for good. So yeah, Meg was just a delightful character. And again, I'm going to miss her so much. But it was really, really great stuff. Like the entire episode was just very, very thrilling. So excited to get into this episode. So with that said, episode 18 of season 8 for Supernatural. Let's go. What is...
How was that?
Is that... I think it's Chrissy.
But us, Chrissy.
Yeah. Okay. Hello. What?
You okay? That was close. Next time, one of you can be the bait.
What, like my feelings?
If that's what you want to talk about, sure.
No, awkward.
I'll tell you what. Why don't I go get some herbal tea?
Okay.
And you can find some cowboy junkies on the dial.
Eat me, Dean.
And you know what? We'll just talk it out.
This was... Yeah, good talk. Good talk, not awkward whatsoever.
Great talk. Very healthy.
Empty when we got there. No Vic, no nothing. I'm thinking it's some kind of cult or a drug thing.
He's not gonna know.
So
He's gonna know. Yeah, like, oh shh.
About an hour ago.
Gonna need you to call that off. Hey, we're gonna need this
Oh
footage.
boy. Really, bud? Really? Jeez. Well, to be fair, if Kevin McAllister could do it in New York, but then again...
Start a new tradition, and before each job, we give each other good luck kisses.
How about I punch you in the throat instead?
I like that idea. He is really pushing his luck.
How'd you find me? I paid cash everywhere.
Oh, so she was trying to...
20-mile radius, and we paid cash too. Just more.
Freaking clerk.
Chrissy, where's your dad?
Oof.
Dead.
Oh.
Room's clear. Nobody here but a Vic.
Oh my god. This is me talking, but I feel like they're way in over their heads.
I found them. They were my family.
Yeah, this is personal,
I didn't do anything.
vendetta.
I swear. Please, help me.
She's got... Oh, she's... Oh, yeah, Dean's shot. I'm like...
And then?
And then, past came a knocking.
There was no escaping
I woke
the
up one
hunting
morning
gig.
and found him dead. His throat ripped out.
So, by one of the vampires they're hunting, I'm guessing.
I think Victor's gonna have a problem with that.
Victor?
He took us in, showed us everything we know.
Oh, shit.
So what are we talking here? Some sort of kids' school for hunters?
Don't
Yeah,
be such a
basically.
dweeb, okay? We're not the X-Men. Victor's helping us.
Huh.
What's wrong?
It's not what I expected.
You're expecting something more run
What
down.
was that?
A little more Lord of the Flies, less Huxtables.
There we go.
Sorry to disappoint.
Oh, come on, guys.
So
I know
you
your
start him
friends.
off young.
I mean, Martin was insane. And
Yeah,
somebody
and then
obviously
he
dropped
was a-
Garth in his head when he was a baby. And I know you two loved that
Hey,
Bob
hey,
together.
hey,
He was
hey,
a barely
hey, hey.
functional alcoholic.
Watch it.
Yeah, and yeah, that too. But let's leave the Garth slander aside.
Sam! Just in time. Grab a seat.
Waffles.
Yeah, Chrissy's fave.
My dad used to make them for me
Do
all the
you
time.
like waffles?
I think it was the only...
These kids, they don't have to live it the way we have. You know, crappy hotel rooms, always moving. No family.
There could be a
No
balance.
life.
Saying he was sorry and all.
But he was sorry.
At first I thought he was gonna kill me. Then he just seemed scared.
Oh, jeeps.
Victor pulled us out.
Why?
Because we found another target.
You want to disrupt their education?
Vamp that killed Chrissy's dad. You ready?
Oh my god.
Okay. So who killed them then?
I don't know. I'd like to talk to whoever's driving that blue van.
That's Victor.
Other than that, you?
Something's up. Victor says he has a surveillance photo of the vampire that killed Chrissy's father, but Dana, I'm not so sure.
Something's up with
Why is
Vic.
that?
Before?
No, there's something wrong with me. That guy, he did something to me.
What
Victor.
guy?
I don't know, this guy in a blue van, he grabbed
Oh,
me,
that-
he took me here. Oh, my stomach. It hurts so much.
Ah, no. He's trying his best. They are working in cahoots. You know what? I'm not surprised. I better be. Someone want to call me because I called it.
Let's not be so bloodthirsty that just anyone will do.
But Victor says it's her.
And I say it ain't. So we're gonna pack her to go. We're gonna ask Victor ourselves. Okay?
I feel so bad for her. She's just in the middle of this whole rift at the minute when there's confusion for the youngsters.
So what's he get out of this? Free roaming rights?
We are at war. A war that we are losing.
Then call it a day, throw the white flag.
Call. We have to do what we can to survive.
Oh, dang.
These two are not to be trusted. They're trying to destroy us.
Are we going to question
Do you know
why?
this van, Victor?
Yeah, we're going to
Of course
question
he
the
does.
shit.
They're working together.
Is that true?
Because they didn't kill our families. Did they?
She's putting the math together.
No.
Sick son of a bitch.
Well, then who did?
I did. And I knew it was the only way to get you to hunt.
So you killed our families?
You suck.
I know their deaths are tragic.
No. Here we go.
Oh,
Necessary
future
sacrifice.
lives will now be
Shove it up
saved
your
because
ass.
I taught you everything you know. Don't make me hurt you.
Dean and
Not
Sam can
everything,
kick your
Victor.
ass. Oh. Oh! Bullseye!
This is for my dad. For Josephine's family. For Aiden. For me.
She knew there wasn't bullets in.
So we're just gonna let him live?
Yeah. All alone with himself. No family. No friends.
Oh, yeah, because that is
Asking
that
about
is
so
worse.
much of anything.
That is worse than putting him out of his. Yeah.
God!
Jesus Christ. Couldn't live with his own villainy. That's great.
Thank you.
I'll wait outside.
See, I love how she can take inspiration from Sam and particularly Dean.
You're all right for an old guy.
Really not that old.
You keep telling yourself that.
How old is Dean?
All right, well, I'm gonna have a.
He's not
a
in
guy
his
come check
70s,
on
that's
you
one thing
once
for
in a while. His
sure.
name is Garth. Make sure that you're all right, that you got what you need.
Garth?
You like him.
Yeah, he's a little strange at first, but you'll come to love him.
You like him.
Listen, there's something I want to tell you about Chrissy.
Oh, I know. You'll kill me if I ever hurt her, blah, blah, blah.
No. She'll kill you.
There is a lot to worry about with these kids taking on these vampires on, well, I wouldn't say on their own, but they, you know, it was just the three of them. Yeah, there is a lot of worry, and yeah, it's not exactly like they've been, it's not like they've gotten their first glimpses of hunting entirely. With Chrissy, there was a precedence, and yeah, there was that precedence, and it was. It's just a situation that is very, very confuddling, because on one side of things, like I said, it is just very, very worrying, and it's like, you know, these kids shouldn't be in the game and all that jazz. On the other hand, though, you do think of certain things like Dean and Sam, and of course, I did make that mention. It wasn't ideal for them to be brought in, especially since, you know, with Mary dying and John wanting to get revenge and all that shit. So, yeah, there was that unfortunate circumstance. But I'm also thinking, you know, I mean, you've got kids trying to stake vampires. What show does that remind you of? Buffy. Yeah, Buffy was very young when she first started slaying and all that shit. And, you know, you have her watchers, I guess, plural. Because, yeah, you had Giles there basically say this is your destiny, etc., 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 and all that jazz. And, you know, it's like, okay, are you going to bat an eye to, you know, how Buffy was brought in at such a young age and all that jazz? So, because that's it, though. You don't want to veer in terms of hypocrisy, but I guess when you're focused on this universe and all of that, you just want, you know, Chrissy and co to be happy, I guess, and not be pushed into. But that's it, though. They were pushed into this life. Of course, there was a lot more that came out with Victor's revelations, but end of the day, they were pushed into this, and yeah. So, it is a very, very sad circumstance in regards to Chrissy's dad, because we saw him, of course, and yeah, we got that circumstance that, you know, he died, but yeah, it was really, really great to see that Dean could understand. I mean, there's that still cautious element where it's like, don't go looking for trouble, but if trouble comes looking for you, do whatever the hell you want. But it is great that Dean had that moment where he, you know, he did understand that, well, these kids, they can look after themselves and all of that. And, you know, they're not exactly, it does suck and all of that, but it's not like they are, you know, gonna die first instance when it comes to, you know, tackling vampires and all that jazz. So yeah, because they know what to do and all of that. But there is a lot more, as Dean said, there is a lot more to hunting than the kill. It is a very, very intricate system, because you know, we've known throughout our time during Supernatural that not all monsters deserve to be like that vampire earlier on in this episode that was pleading for his life, like Lenore, for example. It is not all you know, black and white when it comes to monsters and humans. Like humans, you know, they're automatically good. Vampires, all bad. There is cases where you know, certain creatures and all of that, they don't deserve to die outright. So, of course, there's been certain controversies in this show in regards to, you know, a creature's motives and all of that. And and despite a bit of a shaky past and all of that, they deem to not do it again. You know who I'm talking about, right? But as Dean said, there is a lot more to hunting than just killing and all that, because it's also about like understanding the drives of a character, really. It's like that woman in the cabin. She was so confused and all of that, and if Dean didn't show up, they weren't going to give that woman a chance because she was a monster. So yeah, there is a lot of, like I said, it's a very intricate system where it's not just it's not just about shoot first. So, and it was really, really good for Dean to kind of give that little bit of education there. So, yeah. And you've also got to remember, though, that Dean, once upon a time ago, he was so adamant a monster was just that, a monster. If it's a monster, it will bleed, because I will make it bleed. Dean had that mindset a long, long time ago, and I feel like Dean has matured on all that shit when it comes to, you know, yeah, this person's a monster and all of that, but it's not always going to be as simple as, okay, well, sure, let's put a bullet in this creature because, yay, monster, right? Dean's had his fair share of encounters with creatures that did not want this life and are pained with the idea that they are something else now, or they are not exactly evil. So yeah, I do, and you've got to like love the kind of like I said, the kind of idea that Dean once upon a time ago when he was younger, he fought the same thing that people like Chrissy, like Josephine, like Aiden, he fought the same thing as that what they were feeling in that moment. So, you know, Dean has a lot of wisdom to bestow upon the kids. So, and I feel like Dean was, whilst Sam sadly was restrained and all of that, as per, I feel like Dean trying to get the message through these kids and get them to understand that you have to listen to instinct and all of that. There is something off here. I feel like Dean is the best example because he was there once upon a time ago. Sam has not exactly had the same, I guess, bloodlust that Dean had, where, you know, he thought a monster is a monster, kill it. And Sam's always been, I'd say, the more compassionate one. But yeah, Dean had that for once long ago, but there's been a lot of wisdom that has come to him, and these kids are still young at the end of the day, and there's still a lot to learn in terms of how, like, if you're going to be a hunter, there is more than just the killing. Like right now, instinct says something is off with this woman who, yeah, she's just turned into a vampire, but I'm not going to shoot her straight away. I'll go with caution, but she is petrified for her life, and she doesn't deserve to die. So, versus the moment where Chrissy, Josephine, and Aiden show up and all of that, they were ready to kill, but thankfully Dean was able to, like I said, bestow that wisdom onto them, to once again delve into the intricacies of I guess, of hunting. So yeah, so it was really, really great for Dean to have that, like, talk with the kids. So yeah, but yeah, this episode was great. I had a feeling Victor was dodgy. You know what? The moment that sealed the deal, he talked shit about not just Garth but Bobby too. I mean, yeah, Bobby may have been an alcoholic and all of that, but you don't get to talk shit. You don't. He was the boy's father figure, right? And Garth, we love Garth. as Dean said to Chrissy, yeah, you might feel he's a bit strange at first, but everyone loves Garth. So don't talk shit about Garth. So, yeah. And you know what? Dean said, I don't trust people with sweaters and all of that, and boom. So, I mean, it is pretty fucked up, isn't it? Because, yeah, he did lose everything, and a lot of, there is that tragic element that followed him. But to get at families and mold into the, next generation and all of that, to get at their families and to also replace them as a father figure, it is a fucked up situation, isn't it? So, I mean, yeah, it does suck that he lost his family, but it is fucked up that he got rid of all of Josephine, Aiden, and Chrissy's families, and he stepped in, not just to fill that void of being a father figure, but also to shape these kids into the next generation, essentially. So, yeah, it is just a messed up situation that he just picked off these families, and yeah. So, though I have to say though, Chrissy, when she was when she held the gun to Victor's head, that was insane, because I wasn't sure where they were going to go with that. I wasn't sure if she was going to shoot him, because she's still young as well at the end of the day. So she might be a bit more impulsive in terms of making decisions. And I'm glad that they didn't go with... well, she did pull the trigger, but this was to get him to quake a little in his boots, right? Because of the fact that, in that moment, he's thinking, oh shit, she's going to shoot me. And then she just pulls the trigger and you just, get him to worry. So, so I am glad that she didn't manage to kill him, but it was all for... Well, I guess that is not on her conscience. Because you had Dean saying, don't do this. Well, you had everyone pleading, well, I say everyone, Sam and Dean, but, again, that is not on her conscience, despite the fact that Victor still died because he killed himself. She chose to be the bigger person. Not just that, though, but she was able to, kind of pick up on the wisdom that Dean bestowed upon, I guess the Trinity. Because she did call Victor a monster for what he did, and that is again, there's that wisdom there, because as I've mentioned time and again, sometimes the show portrays, not all the time obviously, but there are cases where humans can be the bigger monsters, that the monstrous threat are not the supernatural beings and all of that, but they are the human race. That's sometimes the case. I mean, it's a fact of life, really, when it comes to the people, like in the real world even. Yeah, there might not be these werewolves or Wendigos, etc., but there are monsters, and they can wear the skin of the human race. They are human at times. So, well, at times there's no, like I said, there's no Wendigos, but you get the idea. There are going to be people out there who are just depraved, who have no humanity in them, and for all that she lost, well, not just her, but Josephine and Aiden as well. And like I said, it's kind of messed up with him filling in the father figure role and all of that. And that stemmed from him losing his own family. It just makes you think that this is just monstrous. So, as well as the fact that Chrissy got to see that, like, a couple of examples of supernatural beings who didn't pose a threat. Like I said, there was that vampire, of course, that did die, of course, when he was pleading for his life, but there was also that woman who just turned, and they are not as monstrous as what Victor was. So, you know, it's fair for her to consider Victor a monster, but again, it's just a showcase of how Dean's wisdom really shone for Chrissy. So yeah. So it was really great stuff. I mean, yeah, like I said, sinister stuff when it came to I guess the full revelation for Victor, but it was really amazing, especially more interactions. Like I said, with Dean and Chrissy, they had well, not just made sense for them to have a lot of bonding, especially with, you know, Chrissy being very knee deep in terms of, you know, trying to get rid of all of these creatures. But they had great chemistry before, and that continued to that continued to be apparent in my eyes with this episode. So I really enjoyed it. But superb stuff. Really thought this was a really enjoyable episode. So I will see you guys next time. Hope you guys enjoyed this reaction. You check my videos on the right if you want to check out more of my content. You can also subscribe to my media feeds and channel if you want to. Hope you guys enjoyed this reaction. Hope you guys take care, and I will see you guys next time. Toodles!